How do you help swimmers develop adaptable skills and improve their potential to learn new skills? Hi everyone, Andrew here, helping you help your swimmers get faster. In this video, we're going to discuss a strategy that I really like to use to develop a ton of different skills, and that is alternating stroke counts. Let's dive in. So length equals speed. Improving stroke length is going to be a key aspect of long-term improvement. If swimmers want to get faster over time, they typically need to get longer over time. And so training at a range of stroke counts is going to be effective for developing stroke length because swimmers are going to learn to create speed at a lot of different stroke counts. And with practice, they can learn to control their stroke count and their stroke length and then do so by choice. So if you ask a swimmer to swim with 10 strokes per lap and they have practice, they're going to know exactly how to do that. And they're also going to know exactly how to swim at 14 strokes per lap. That's a skill that can be learned. And if they have the flexibility, they have the adaptability to do that, that's going to be really powerful. If they can manage and select stroke counts on command, that's going to lead to more effective racing and more effective learning. Adaptability is key. So adaptable swimmers are going to be able to race more effectively. In a given race, there's going to be different stroke timing, there's going to be different effort distribution. In most cases, swimmers are going to try to swim differently at different points in the race. And so the better they can do that, the more flexible they are, the more adaptable they are, the more efficiently and more effectively they're going to be able to change that timing and that effort distribution. You want swimmers that can adapt to different changing demands within races. What swimmers have to do in the first 50 of a 200 is almost always going to be different than what they have to do the last 50 of a 200. And so you want swimmers to be able to manage that, to be able to change and do so while maximizing speed and minimizing effort. The more speed they can create, the faster they'll swim. The less effort they have to use, the longer they'll be able to swim fast. Adaptability is also key because more adaptable swimmers are going to be able to learn faster. A lot of swimmers simply can't change what they're doing. You ask them to do something differently, you give them a different task, and they really struggle to create change. The more swimmers practice with different tasks, and the more control they have over their skills and their ability to change things on command when they want, the more they have the ability to change. They're actually better at creating change, which means they can make skill changes faster, easier, and more effectively. While we perceive that some swimmers are able to pick up skills faster than others, and while some of that is certainly innate, it's also a skill that can be learned, and it's something that every swimmer can improve. They may have different limits, they may have different ceilings, but everyone can get better at it if they practice it and they work on it. One of my favorite strategies for helping swimmers learn to be more adaptable is alternating stroke counts. So you have swimmers switch between higher and lower stroke counts. You can do this either within a repetition or between repetitions. So for instance, you can do hundreds where they alternate between the odd 25s or 10 strokes, the even 25s or 13 strokes, or you can do hundreds where the odd repetitions are 10 strokes and the even repetitions are 13 strokes. You can use small variations and you can use large variations. So you can have a 1-stroke count difference or you can have a 4-stroke count difference. And you can also ask for specific counts or you can ask for specific count differences. So you can have swimmers alternate between 10 and 13 strokes, as in the example I just gave, or you can ask swimmers to take 3 more strokes or 3 less strokes on the odd and even 25s. So you can use a specific number or you can give them a difference that they have to maintain. This is a really powerful strategy because it demands and requires change. Swimmers have to do something different to hit the objective numbers, to hit the objective stroke counts. A lot of times we ask for change and swimmers think they're making a change, but they're not really making one of any significance. By putting concrete numbers on it, we can really encourage changes that are actually happening and that are of significance. And by requiring change, we're developing adaptability because we're helping swimmers explore how to effectively and efficiently switch their skills. We're developing control because we're providing them with opportunities to learn to do these things accurately and predictably. And it also develops length on command so swimmers know, they instinctively understand how to swim longer, how to swim shorter, and they know how to adjust that based upon what they need to do in a racing situation or in any situation. And so the ability to create change can be learned because in this situation, we're asking swimmers to consistently create change, and we can do so in a lot of different ways. And then they get comfortable, they start to understand how they have to change their stroke, how they have to change the timing of the stroke, what they do in order to create different stroke counts and to alternate between those different stroke counts. And as with anything, if you want continued progress, you have to increase the challenge. So you can start off with low speeds and low stroke count expectations, and then you can go from there. You can add speed. You can use a big range of stroke counts, having them swim really long, having them swim really fast, switching in between the two. You can do it with resistance. You can use different training aids such as pool buoys, fins, paddles, whatever. You can use different hand postures, closed fist. You can hold paddles upside down. You can go pinch paddles. You can use different drills, any stroke that you'd like, and you can combine these different strategies, and you can use different variations of these strategies to further challenge swimmers. The more context that they can manage stroke counts effectively, and they can switch between different stroke counts effectively, and the more they can do so at a range of different speeds, a range of different stroke counts, and a range of different fatigue levels, the more robust they're going to be, the more control they're going to have, and ultimately that means they're going to be better prepared to race, and they're going to have a lot more ability, a lot more skill in learning new skills that are going to help them swim faster. To illustrate these concepts, here are 3 different sets where you can use alternating stroke counts to help build more adaptable swimmers. First set is 3 rounds through of 425s repeated 3 times. So they're going to go odds 6 strokes per lap and then 7 strokes per lap on the even. And then we're going to spread that difference. We're going to go 5 and 8 and then 4 and 9. And they're going to repeat that whole thing 3 times through. And so they're going to try to go faster when adding strokes, and they got to get even longer when they go on the lower stroke counts. So for backstroke, we're going to go 3 rounds through 450s backstroke with a band. On the odds, the second 25 is going to be 3 fewer strokes. The even, the second 25 is going to be add 3 strokes and big negative split. And then they're going to go 425s backstroke with a band. The odds are at 13 strokes. The evens are at 16 strokes. So they're still trying to create as much speed as they can, but they're doing it at different stroke lengths, and they're alternating between the two. Freestyle set, they're going to go 4 rounds through. 100 freestyle, the evens are take 2 less strokes than the odd. The even 25s are 3 less strokes than the odd on the second one, and then 4 less strokes on the third one. And they're going to descend those 1 to 4 across the rounds. So they're alternating between a more normal stroke and then a more efficient stroke, and they're going back and forth with that, and they have to create more speed as they go. So we're asking swimmers to swim differently. We're asking them to perform when they swim differently. We're asking them to do so predictably and accurately. That's going to help them learn how to manage their stroke, how to manage their skill to create predictable outcomes, but also create different predictable outcomes. That way, when they end up in racing situations, they know that they have the skills to manage their stroke. Further, by having them change, by having them do a lot of different variations, they're going to be more skilled at doing any one variation, and that means they're going to be able to pick up new skills faster because they're going to be more effective at creating change. Hope that was helpful, and as always, keep it simple.